Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope you guys are all doing well. All right, it is another beautiful day here today. It is October 18th. The garden is winding down, and I decided that, you know what, let's take a walk through the garden just to see the roses one last time. Some of them have given us some late season blooms, right? Some of them have us smiling. Let's take a look at the things that we did, the things that we didn't do, and the things that we need to get to done. Perfect time to do that. Alright, so we are standing on the outside. We're looking at the outside garden. Let's take a look at the roses on this walk. Alright. Let's get a final look at the plants on this side. Alright, so right here we have, oh, I should say this. Don't mind the mess and the weeding, right? I'm getting the garden cleaned up, end of season. I go in, I clean up all of the beds. I'm going to be stripping out, because I'm trying to get out all of the fallen leaves and so on. I actually, this season, I do want to try putting down a little bit of compost, especially for these roses on the outside, right? Because I feel like they need something. I think a bit of compost, I think is going to help them out a lot. So I'm in the middle. Not even in the middle, I'm at the start of my fall into winter cleanup, which actually continues. It starts now, and it's going to just continue until about January. until about January or so, then I think I'll be out of the garden completely. Let me keep it real. Whenever it is a beautiful day outside, be it the middle of winter or not, as long as it is comfortable and beautiful, I'll probably find something to do in the garden. Can I tell you? But all right, back to what we were talking about. So we're taking a look at the plants on the outside of the fence, right? Or little giant arborvitaes that are planted in containers. These were planted last year this time. So they've now made their first year bottomless containers, doing really well. This pink is a Gabriel oak, right? And there, of course, we have Enchanted Peace again, Charles Darwin, Twilight Zone, and that white at the end is Shirley's Bouquet. Alright, so these roses on the outside, they did pretty good. The only concern that I have, alright, sorry about that. We had some vehicles passing by. So the only concern that I have is I need to work on irrigation. That is number one on my list. I need to work on getting these beds getting some sort of irrigation set up for these beds on the outside. And two, I've got to protect my roses next season. No leaves. Bunnies. I've got to protect all of my roses next season so that they won't be so devastated by the bunnies. Right, but in all, they did really well. Can't complain. This outside bed is going to look good. I think it's going to look good. White pop of Shirley's Bouquet, dark red, almost purple of Twilight Zone, the yellow pop of Charles Darwin, the mixy pinky color of Enchanted Peace, and then the pink of Gabriel Oak just running down. This bed should work. Alright, let's turn you on this way. Look at this, look at this. Who is this? These are our knockout roses, people. Knockout roses are still doing their thing. Right? I mentioned October 18th. Right? Almost the end of October. These knockout roses are still flowering. Still healthy. This one does have some powdery mildew. Okay. But outside of that, an absolutely beautiful plant. The knockouts did so well for me. Straight here so you can see the number 2. They did so well this season. Right? No complaints. I've never had a complaints about these knockouts. Alright, take you in. So this is the Champion knockout. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the shape of the bloom. This is why I fell in love with this rose initially, because of this, where you get this nice little ball of a flower. Isn't it cute? Yeah. This is so cute and so beautiful. Alright. Pull back here. So at this point of the season, I do not deadhead. I stopped deadheading right around the first week of October, because I want the plants to start getting ready to go to sleep, yeah? So I've not deadheaded any of my roses. I will be doing a cut back just for winter care. I'll be doing a cutback this weekend to ensure that any of the roses with really long canes, I'm going to cut those long canes down because I don't want the plant to be damaged during the winter winds and to be rocking out that root, and next thing you know my rose is loose in the ground and I end up losing the plant, right? So I do a little winter prune back, just a little, right? Not like not anything like a spring pruning now, just to remove those really long canes that I think would be an issue. All right, this little angel right here is the poet's wife, and there is a, oh my goodness, Claire Austin. There's a Claire Austin back there, and this is our second knockout. Let me take you around. Yeah, so the knockouts, I mean, the knockouts speak for themselves. They did well. They did absolutely well, and I love that they keep giving me the color and the energy very late into the season. Can't complain. Can't complain. They remind me that next season is going to be good. Alright, on the driveway here, we've got our limelight container. Our limelight planted in a container. Alright, I don't know if you remember this. This is the Fire Chief Arborvitae that we had cut in half. Look at this. They both survived. They're still here. And this is a limelight hydrangea that we also cut in half. Alright, so just in case you missed that video, I decided that I wanted to experiment with cutting plants in half, right? So I literally got a limelight hydrangea and I cut that baby in half straight down. And these are the two halves now. This one, she had grown up beautifully. They were the same height, but there was some damage on the leaves. It looked like mite damage to me. And I've been dealing with mites on my Sprinter boxwoods. I'll show you the boxwoods. But once I saw the leaves looking like there was something going on, I took that baby back. I cut it all the way back to a stub. And look at it. She still grew back for me. Alright, so I'm going to have to keep this limelight. Yep, I'm going to have to keep her. Alrighty, so let's look at our standard area, right? You're seeing the limelight hydrangeas. Right? Did well. I think I definitely need to go tighter on my pruning with that one next year. This little one right here did lose a whole stem. Broke off of this one earlier this season. If you look right here, do you see this? Oh, poor baby. Yeah, one whole stem just like this just came right off. So that was sad, but the plant is still alive, which is good. Alright. Let's look at what is in here. This is as always, you're going a lot of them scattered throughout the garden, the little giant arborvitaes. This little autumn lily, Encore Azalea, did not bloom for us any at all this year. I am yet to see her flower. I've been tempted to take her out and replace it with a rose, but she is growing, and so I'm going to give her one more season, right? So she gets one more season in the ground, and I'm hoping that she's going to give us some flowers next year. Are you going to give me flowers next year, baby? You have to give me flowers, okay? I want to see how absolutely beautiful they are. Yes, I do. All right, so this is our autumn lily. Another little giant arborvitae. This one is doing so well. This little gentleman was all eaten out. You would not believe it. Last season, this was all stems. Because these little guys had, what's that thing called? Bagworms. All of this side of the plant was eaten out. And I planted it anyway. Gave him some love. Gave him a year. And now look at him. Absolutely gorgeous. You would not know that anything had happened to this poor baby. Alright, so I'm glad that he's doing well in the space. This is our little Rose of Sharon. This is a little one that we planted. I think we planted this here as a replacement in, what was it, maybe June? Okay. Now rooted, and I'm hoping that this little one is going to survive the winter for us. The first one did not, but last winter was a winter, right? It was cold. So things that would have normally survived just did not survive because it was just extremely cold last winter. But all right, moving on. Let me show you Big Ben. Do you remember that we removed some arborvitaes, the Fire Chief arborvitaes from the rose walk? Well, this is Big Ben right here. Alright. Big Ben was put here in the container because I did not want to lose Big Ben, and I have absolutely no space for, well, I could not figure out a spot for him in the garden. So he ended up in the containers right here where we initially had the Bobo hydrangeas that we had transplanted. I'm hoping that he is going to root and make it through the winter for us. Okay, but he's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And again, green thumb energy, people. Green thumb energy out to, or Big Ben. All right, looking for Big Ben to survive. Take you on down. Just to look here, the fire chiefs on the front, in the front planting, they're doing well. I'm concerned about them because behind the fire chiefs that you can't see right now, which I probably really just need to take them out, are the sprinter boxwoods. Let me take you in close here. These sprinter boxwoods have not enjoyed the space. I have worked on them all season long, right? Doing something that I don't like to do, which is actually spraying chemicals in the garden, because my sprinters are infested with spider mites. Every last one. And I started treating them, I think late in the spring, all right, treating them all through summer, and they still infested with spider mites, man. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do at this point is I'm probably going to have to take these sprinters out and replace them with something else, because let's look. You can see them from the side, right, which is fine, but they really are adding no benefit from the front. Right? From the front, you're only seeing the fire chief arborvitaes, and I can trim those down to make them smaller so that the sprinters will be able to be seen. But because of the whole issues with spider mites, look at this one. Right? I don't even know if there's a way to save these plants. It is so far gone now. I don't know. Right? And I have been trying, people. Oh. Look at that. All right, so I'm just weighing it in my mind. I think the best thing to do is probably just to remove them, and it is all of the sprinter boxwoods. So we've got 5 on this side, and then if you look on the other end, there is another 5 running down that bed. Let me show you. See, another 5. And they're not doing well. I just have to give in. I've been spraying, and I do not like to spray in the garden, but I have been spraying. And I just cannot get these spider mites under control. If you guys have any suggestions, right, definitely let me know, and I'll give it a try. But I'm thinking if I do not make any serious progress next spring, these babies are coming out. Okay. Let's look at the rose walk. Let's go to lighter moments, lighter topics, more beautiful things. Alright guys, so this is the rose walk. Moving on to the rose walk. Here is another planting of the Fire Chief Arborvitae in a container. These are actually the Dusty Miller. Alright, these are my annuals that will be coming out soon. I'm going to leave them in until they finally start wilting for the season, and then I'll take them out. Alright. The first rose on the walk, let me just show you from this side here for a second. The first rose on the walk is a Desdemona. She does have some late season color. She has a few blooms hiding from me at the back. Alright. Let's go over here. So Desdemona looks good. Emerald green arborvitaes are in the ground. Remember, green thumb, love and energy out to these guys. Alright, the transplanting of them was quite difficult. The Munstead wood, right? Munstead wood has dropped a lot of leaves. Still has some color for us. All right, let me take you in close, right, so that you can experience Munstead wood. Oh, Munstead wood just does not stop blooming. Look at this absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, let me not talk. Oh, look how absolutely beautiful this flower is. How absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Oh, and still smelling good. Just look at this. Oh, Munstead wood. I love Munstead wood. Love Munstead wood. Even when he presents like this, I still love Munstead wood because the flowers are just so perfect. This is absolute perfection. Absolute perfection. Let me take you around here. Oh, ooh. Olivia just got caught up in Olivia there for a sec. But look at this. How can you say that this is not a perfect rose? Look at this. Oh. Munstead wood. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Alright. Let me work my way back out here. Okay, let's pull back. Let's see who else is on the walk. This is Olivia Rose Austin. I've already cut back most of her long canes. I've got a few more to get to. Right? I bring her down a bit because this side does get a lot of winter winds, right? So the wind is going to tear through this section. Anybody who's really tall is going to have some serious issues. That beautiful yellow is the Poet's Wife. Let me tell you, the Poet's Wife was planted bare root this season. And she has just started flowering, well, several months, and this rose just does not stop flowering. Oh my goodness. And look at the size of this bloom. Stop it. This is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, so if anybody out there is thinking, should I get this? Should I add the Poet's Wife to my garden? Let me tell you, add her. She is gorgeous. And she simply does not stop flowering. This is so gorgeous to know, right? So my two best flowers in this bed on the rose walk is definitely going to be the Poet's Wife. And of course, oh, look at this bloom. Look at this bloom. Let me get to it. Look at that bloom. Munstead wood. Oh, mercy. Oh, that is beauty. That is beauty, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, too beautiful. Too beautiful. Vanessa Bell, look at all of that height. Way too tall to go through the winter. So this weekend she's going to be cut back just a bit, just to control that height, because we don't want all of these long canes rocking back and forth. We don't want to damage the plant. Okay, this is one of her late season blooms here. Alright. The hydrangeas, the bulbul hydrangeas on the walk did well as well. All right, I'm kind of liking their color. They're keeping up, holding up nicely for me. All right, and this angel, oh, this is Princess Anne. This is an older bloom. Oh, there's a bee right there. Look at that, Mr. B. All right, this is Princess Anne. Oh, you should smell her. She smells so good. And there is my arborvitae on the ground. Give me just a second here. I need to get this one planted. Ooh, poor baby. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so just another quick spin. So that is the rose walk. Alright, rose walk is going to be fun next year. We're going to be loving the rose walk next year. Alright, we're in the back garden. Hopefully the wind is just not too strong. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the wind. Alright, these are the little haughty hydrangeas. Taken on the winter color. Kind of cute. This one colored out very nicely. I kind of like the color on that one. Alright. Sally Holmes. Sally Holmes, devastated by the bunnies. The bunnies love Sally. Let me show you something here as well. Remember, I'm in the middle of getting the garden cleaned up and everything set aside for winter. So there are going to be things, containers, that are supposed to be where they are. Just excuse it. This little knockout here, this is a double knockout. And now this little knockout, I had cut it back in, I think it was April, May, June. I think it was the end of May into early June. I had cut this baby back all the way to the stump because I was going to remove it. And decided once I had cut it back, so just let it be for a minute. And do you know that this rose, look at it, grew back, pushed up all of that growth. Wow, look at this. Man, she's telling me that she wants to be here, right? So I'm not supposed to remove her from the space. And so I will not. I'll not remove you, Mommy. I'll let you be. You are gorgeous. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's continue going down here. Now, this is going to be interesting. These are the incredible hydrangeas. 1, 2, and 3. The incredible hydrangeas need to be transplanted. I've realized that they're not going to be happy in containers for me. And 2, that they need more sun. So sitting by the tree, this area does not give them enough sun. Let me show you where I'm thinking of putting the, just really quick. Let me show you where I'm thinking of putting the incredible hydrangeas. I'm thinking of moving them over here to this side of the garden. This side has a lot. This is full sun, right? Full sun, all day sun, everyday sun. Now, you've seen that I've laid some pavers. I've just dry laid them right now just to kind of get used to the idea of it. But I'm thinking I want to put the incredible hydrangeas right here and right there, right in front of the emerald green arborvitaes. I think it would be cute. So let me pull back a bit. Let's see. Give me a second to get the perfect shot here without being too intrusive where my neighbors are. Let me see. All right, there we go. So this little bed right here, this is just as an idea of where I'm thinking of putting the incredible hydrangeas, right in front of the emerald green arborvitae. I think it might be cute, right? Because then on either side to the back, we're going to have roses. On that side, it's Darcy Bustle. On this side, it's going to be the Poet's Wife. Then you'll have that beautiful hydrangea right here, right up front. And the emerald green just solidifies everything in the background. I'm debating it, right? So I have not gone any further than just dry laying these pavers, just to see if I'm going to like the addition of the pavers to the space and to see if it takes away from what my garden already is. All right, let's take a look. Since we're over here, let's say hello to Darcy. Darcy Bustle has blooms for you, as always. You know, I need to get a better camera because my camera does not do the color justice for these roses. They are so gorgeous, but the color that comes across on camera is just not what the rose is. Darcy Bustle is absolutely gorgeous. So she was planted bare root this season and she is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing her next season. Looking forward to. I do not regret adding Darcy to the garden. She is spectacular, absolutely, right? Absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular with Darcy. And now right here we have Astacia Vi. Astacia Vi still has some late season buds coming up for us. Right. I don't know if they will open. Right. She does have some flowers that she's hiding from me. She's hiding them. Yeah, she's hiding them at the back. Look at that. A beautiful rose. Astacia flowers the best for me in the spring and then again in the fall. Right, and still learning. I'm still learning how to correctly deadhead this one. But she is gorgeous. Look at that. And oh, and the scent. Ooh, don't ask me about the scent. It's spectacular, people. Behind her is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess was early to rest last season, and looks like she's on the same path again this year. She's going to be sleeping here soon. Alright, turning around, we are now looking at the crepe myrtles, the black diamond crepe myrtles, right? The love of my garden, the jewel of my garden. I love these black diamond crepe myrtles. We have a mass plant in here around a Tranquility Standard. Now the Tranquility Standard is going to have to be, I'm going to be taking Tranquility out because the Tranquility Standard does not bloom at the same time that the crepe myrtle is in full bloom, which is in midsummer. Right, so what I will do is I've noticed that the hybrid teas, like our Enchanted Peace and our Poets, and no, not our Poets, I'm sorry, or Double Delight and our Enchanted Peace, even our Twilight Zone, right? They tend to bloom consistently, continually throughout the season. So I'll be removing Tranquility and I will replace her, maybe, right? I'll replace her with a hybrid tea, a white hybrid tea. I've been looking at options. I've been looking at Sugar Moon, right? Or if I can find Pope, is it Pope John Paul Paul? If I can find that one, I'd like to give those guys a try. in the garden. All right. Scepted owls. Tranquility. Woo, look at Lady of Shalott. Wow, she got away from me. Look at all these long canes right here. I'm going to go up here so you can see it. All right. So this is going to be this week's task here, is to cut back all of these long canes because they're just way too long. There is no way that we'd let her go through the winter season like that. All right, next planting of the crepe myrtles. Bosco Bell. Oh, there is a bloom here. We have one bloom that we can take a look at. Oh, it's almost perfect too. Let me get close so you can see. Look at those. What? That's a perfect bloom right there. Well, let me get a photo. That is a perfect shot. All right, and then I want to show you something cute here. This is the planting that we did of the little hardy hydrangeas. Now, the original blooms, so we had removed when we planted them. It was in the heat of summer. I think we had hit the 100+ degrees for those days, but I still went ahead and planted them. And I cut most of them back. And those that I had cut back, let me show you what she did. She actually pushed up new buds, new blooms, and her blooms have gone from white into pink because they didn't have that chance to transition into the green. And I must admit, I kind of like that. I kind of like that white going into pink versus that white going into their green and then that little hue of pink. I like this. And so I'm thinking next season what we're going to do is when the hydrangeas are in bloom, I have to research it. But once our hydrangeas push out those first set of blooms for us, I'm actually going to cut them back. I'm going to cut them back and I'm going to see if they're going to give me a second set of bloom late fall, just like this, so that I can keep this energy, this love, this vibrancy in the garden, because I like this. This is really nice. Really, really nice. All right, let's think about it. I think I looked at everything in the garden, people. I think that was everybody. I think. Beautiful people, so let me go ahead and end the video here. Thank you so much for having joined me again for yet another beautiful day in the garden. As always, you guys are absolutely, totally, and altogetherly awesome. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.